Assalamu alaikum. Hello everybody. It's me, your host, Mohammed Mitwalli, and today we're going to continue our skills with Toefl structures, and today with the skill 14. Use reduced adverb clauses correctly. Adverb clauses can also appear in reduced form. In the reduced form, the adverb connector remains, but the subject and be verb are omitted. Although he's rather unwell, the speaker will take part in the seminar. I can remove he and I can remove is. When you are ready, you can begin your speech. These two examples may be used in either the complete or reduced form. In the reduced form, the adverb connector although and when remain. The subject he and you, as well as the be verb is and are omitted. If there is no be verb in the adverb clause, it's still possible to have a reduced form. When there is no be verb in the adverb clause, the subject is omitted and the main verb is changed into the ing form. For example, although he feels rather sick, the speaker will take part in the seminar. When you give your speech, you should speak loudly and distinctly. So as you saw here, I remove he and I change this verb feels into feeling, and I remove you and I change give into giving. In the first example, the adverb clause although he feels rather sick doesn't include be verb. To reduce this clause, the subject he is omitted and the main verb feels is changed to feeling. In the second example, the adverb clause when you give your speech also doesn't include a be verb. To reduce this clause, the subject you is omitted and the main verb give is changed to giving. The following example shows how the sentence pattern could be tested in structural questions on the TOEFL test. Let's see. When you are free to leave. Here you can put complete clause or reduced clause because the second clause is completely right and I have comma here. You're free to leave. So when the finished report, this doesn't work because if I say the finished report, I don't have a verb. When finished with the report, this can be worked because finished here is reduced. So it can work. When the report, I should continue because this is just the subject. I should have a verb. When is the report finished? It's about a question, so it doesn't work. So the only answer is B. Let's see. In this example, you should notice the adverb connector when, and you should know that this time word could be followed by either a complete clause or reduced clause. Answer A and C contain the subject, the finished report, and the report, and no verb. So these answers are incorrect. In answer D, the subject and the verb are inverted, and this is not a question, so answer D is incorrect. The correct answer is answer B. This answer is the reduced form, here, this one, finished with the report, is the reduced form of the clause when you are finished with the report. It should be noted that not all adverb clauses can appear in reduced form. A number of adverb clauses can only be reduced if the verb is in the passive form. For example, once. Once you submit your thesis, you will graduate. This doesn't get reduced because it's active. I have the subject here. But here with the passive one, once it is submitted, your thesis will be reviewed. So I remove it, I remove is, and I have it once submitted. It can work this way. In the first example, the adverb clause once you submit your thesis doesn't reduce because clause introduced by once only reduced if the verb is passive, and this is something you have to memorize. And the verb submit is active. In the second example, the adverb clause once it is submitted does reduced to once submitted because the clause is introduced by once and the verb is submitted is passive. The following chart lists the structure for reduced adverb clauses and which adverb clause connectors can be used in a reduced form. Here it is. The reduced adverb clauses. If you have verb to be in the sentence, you have to remove the subject and remove verb to be and keep the connector. And if you don't have verb to be, you just have to keep the connector and remove the subject and change the verb into ing. Some adverb clauses are reduced in passive and some are reduced in active. Okay, something you can reduce in active: after, before, since, and while, for the condition if, unless, whether, for the contrast although, though, and you don't have anything in the place and in the manner. What can you reduce in passive? Once, until, when, whenever, if, unless, whether, that's a condition, contrast, although, though, and place, where, and wherever, and for the manner as. If you notice here, you'll find that you can reduce in passive more than you can reduce in active, and the condition can be reduced in both along with the contrast connectors. Both of them can be reduced in active and in passive. The problem is in time, so you have to take care what can be reduced in active and what can be reduced in passive tense. To reduce an adverb clause, omit the subject and the be verb from the adverb clause. If the sentence has no be verb, you have to omit the subject and change the verb into be form, as we said here before. This is something you will get used to, but the most important part is memorizing this, the time clauses that can be reduced in active and in passive, because most of the rest are already the same in active and passive. They can be reduced, except of place, of course. Place is reduced only in the case of passive. Exercise 14. Each of the following sentences contain a reduced adverb clause. Circle the adverb connectors, underline the reduced clause, then indicate if the sentences are correct, C, or incorrect, I. 1 and 2 are done. Let's go with 3. The ointment can be applied where needed. The ointment is subject, can be applied is the verb, where, this is a connector, needed is reduced. So it should have been before where it is needed, but I removed it, and this where here is a place connector, so this is passive. This sentence is correct. 4. Tom began to look for a job after completing his master's degree in engineering. Tom is subject, began is the verb, after is a connector, completing, this is the reduced clause. It was already after he complete. After he completes, and I removed he, and I changed the verb complete into ing form, so now this sentence is correct. 4. 5. Although not selecting for the team, he attends all of the games as a fan. The meaning of this sentence here, although is the connector, it's contrast connector. Not selecting is the reduced clause, but there is a problem here. It's correctly reduced. But if I say not selecting, that means this person he is the person who selects the players, who like a coach, and the meaning of the sentence here shows that this man is the one who was chosen. So this selecting should be selected, because this man, I select this man. He attend, subject, verb, and this is the rest. So selecting, this is the reduced clause. It's reduced correctly, but the meaning is not correct. It should have been selected, not selecting. 5 is incorrect. 6. When purchased at this store, the buyer gets a guarantee on all items. Listen here. When purchased at a store, when is a connector, purchased is the reduced clause, the buyer is the subject, get is the verb. But when purchased here, you're talking about the item that you are purchasing, because it's passive. So this is come with active. The original sentence here, it is when you purchase. When you purchase at the store. So I of course change this purchase into ing, so when purchasing at this store, when purchasing, but it is not purchasing, it's purchased. That means you're talking about the item. No, you should be talking about the person who buys from the store. So the sentence is incorrect. 7. The medicine is not effective unless taken as directed. The medicine subject is not is the verb, unless is a connector, taken is a passive reduced clause, and it's totally correct. 7 is correct. 8. You should negotiate a lot before buy a new car. You subject, should is the verb, should negotiate. Before is a connector. Buy. Buy is a verb. It is not reduced clause, so it's incorrect. It should be changed into ing before buying a new car. It's incorrect. 9. Once purchased, the swimsuits cannot be returned. Oh, now it came again. Look at 6 and look at 9 here. Once purchased, it comes with passive. Once, as we know, comes with passive reduced clause. This is the connector. Purchased is the reduced clause. It was originally once it is purchased, but I remove it and I remove is, and it's purchased. Purchased here is the third form of the verb, and it talks about the swimsuits itself. So now this makes sense. because it talks about something, not someone. Those are sentences correct. 10. Though located near the coast, the town doesn't get much of an ocean breeze. Though is a connector, located is passive reduced clause, the town is the subject, doesn't get, this is the verb, and this here, the original sentence had been though it was located or it is located, and I remove it, I remove is, and I'm left with the reduced clause located as passive. So this one is correct. I hope you liked it. You need to practice a lot until you get used to understanding these skills. Take care of yourselves, and until I see you in another skill, goodbye.